Last time we hit the fork in the prescriptive path. Today we take it. There are two ways to push back when you don't like what the prescription is telling you to do, the trade-off and the full performance path. They're cousins, so let's take them together. Start with the trade-off, the gentler of the two. The idea is that you keep most of the prescription, but bend it where it pinches. You're perfectly happy with the code's numbers for your walls and your doors, no argument. But you're not happy with the limit on skylights, or you want a wall that's mostly glass, a big open expanse the prescription would never allow. So part of your building meets the requirements, and part of it doesn't, on purpose. Right. The trade-off lets you make small adjustments to fine-tune the building. You let one element be a little worse than the code's minimum, and you make another element better to pay for it. Your glassy wall loses more heat than the code would like? Fine, but you add insulation to the other walls or the roof so that when you add it all up, the whole envelope performs no worse than it would have under full compliance. So that's the heart of a trade-off. But, and this is the catch you can't skip, you have to prove it. You don't get to wave your hand and say, it's fine. You back it with energy modeling that shows the overall numbers actually balance. Saying it isn't enough. Showing it is the job. And here's an important limit. Not everything can be traded. Some requirements simply aren't suitable for it, and the code names them. The clearest example is air leakage through the envelope. You can't decide to let the envelope leak a bit here and make up for it somewhere else, because air leakage isn't the kind of problem another measure can quietly compensate for. Once you've poked holes in the envelope, you've created something that can't easily be fixed by adding insulation elsewhere. So the code says no, you can't trade that one. When a requirement is off limits for trade-offs, the code tells you. Now the bigger move, the full performance path. This is for when you don't just dislike one or two prescriptive numbers, but you want real freedom over the whole design. The R values in the walls and ceilings, the assemblies, the equipment, the materials, all of it. The performance path lets you design the building your way. The deal is this. You design everything, sort of, then you run a whole building energy simulation. Not a piece of it, the whole thing, the building, and every system in it to see how much energy it would actually use across a full year. And it has to be a full year because you can't cherry pick. You don't get to model 2 nice months in summer, see that it's comfortable, and call it done. The simulation has to span the extremes. Deep winter, peak summer, and the shoulder seasons in between. What you're after is annual energy consumption. Then comes the comparison, and it's refreshingly simple. You work out what the building's annual energy use would be if you just followed the prescription by the book. That's your baseline. Your own design has to come in no worse than that. Look, the calculated energy consumption of your version cannot be greater than the strict prescriptive version. At least as good, better ideally. We think of it like a recipe. The prescription is the standard, tested way to cook the meal. Well, the performance path says, go ahead, invent your own recipe. Cook it however you like, but the result can't be worse than the standard dish. Because the measuring stick is a single number, energy used, the comparison is clean. One more thing that keeps it honest. You can't invent your own calculation method. The energy modeling follows the code's rules, so everyone is working under the same set of assumptions. That's what makes one building's number truly comparable to another's. Wild, self-serving math doesn't fly. So those are the two ways off the prescriptive path. Trade one element against another and keep the whole no worse. Proven by modeling, except where the code forbids the trade. Or design freely and prove with a full year simulation that your building uses no more energy than the by-the-book version. Next time, the last route, and the most ambitious one, the tiered performance path in part 10. Then we'll wrap the whole topic up.